Trevor Lawrence is, as most of you know, in the final year of his deal. So the Jaguars have made an attempt to sign him to a 7-year player-friendly deal worth a total of $322 million. He has declined the offer, citing a wish to test the free agent market. This organization will not allow that and would, for sure, use the franchise tag on him. This drama is worth looking out for when it comes time to re-sign players. The Jaguars visit LA to take on the Chargers on Sunday Night Football, and with Justin Herbert with the Giants, rookie Will Wise has become the new starter with a great throw for a Chargers touchdown early in the ballgame. And on a 3rd and goal for Jacksonville, it's converted by Deontay Bates for the short yardage score to tie the game back up. And then Will Wise will find his tight end in the end zone, Jared Buckley, for 6 points as the first half is winding down. Lawrence takes the Jags the other way and caps the drive off with a touchdown pass to DeAndre Swift. Chargers get a field goal back, and on the ensuing kickoff, it's taken by the speedy corner Isaiah Rodgers, who takes it right side of the field, all the way down the sideline and to the house for the halftime lead. However, late in the game, up 1 point, Isaiah Rodgers is called for a defensive pass interference on a 3rd down play to give the LA Chargers a chance. And Will Wise and the offense go to work. 1st down right there, and then a big run by Austin Eckler, followed by a short pass to Eckler, who spins his way down to the 1. And then why not finish it off all the way with Austin Eckler for the 34-27 win, as the Jaguars fans are heartbroken. Isaiah Rodgers had a crazy game. The DPI really killed the momentum, and the Jags will fall to 8-5. Looking to forget the loss in LA and the skid in general, the Jaguars returned home to host the Browns, and things start well as Deshaun Watson just hoists one up deep, and it's intercepted by Trayvon Diggs. Trevor Lawrence then found his tight end, Daniel Jaramillo, who took the ball inside the 15-yard line, setting up an easy 3 points. Later, this pass to David Bognasty got them inside the 25-yard line for yet another field goal, and they would have a 9-point lead before Deshaun Watson finally completed a 3rd and 11 pass to the back left corner of the end zone to Amari Cooper for a Browns first score. Right before the half, Trevor Lawrence matched that with another touchdown pass of his own to Daniel Jaramillo. But the Browns would then find themselves in the lead after this pass to a wide-open Jacoby Myers. Lawrence went to work, though, with a long pass connecting with Hollywood Brown to get the Jags the leading field goal. It was then up to the defense, as Deshaun Watson trying to hit Jacoby Myers over the middle, and there is Trayvon Diggs for the interception to seal the deal. Defensive stars came to ball, as Myles Garrett for the Browns had 5 TFLs and 1.5 sacks, and Trayvon Diggs had 3 picks for Jacksonville to send both teams to a record of 9-5. 24-year-old free safety Matt Goldman was released off the practice squad to make room for the injured Nick Wilson to be moved to the practice squad. And he wasn't the only injured defensive end. Dark Specta has a torn labrum, sidelining him for 3 weeks. And Trayvon Walker dislocated his elbow. He'll be out 2 weeks himself. So with the Jags decimated at defensive end, it will be Yetur Gross-Matos leading the way, with Jazz Carmichael, who has changed his position from outside backer, and a new signing in Mike Dana. Daniel Jaramillo had such a great game last week that he actually has a chance to break out into being a superstar in this league with 3 touchdowns or 150 receiving yards in his next game. Divisional rivalry on Sunday Night Football for the Jaguars on the road against Malik Willis and the Tennessee Titans, but Trayvon Diggs is not scared as he intercepts the 3rd and 9 pass from Malik Willis. DeAndre Swift then gashed the Titans defense with a run nearing the 5-yard line. Channel member DN Chad Powers was injured on the play. Trevor Lawrence wasted no time taking advantage, getting the easy slant pass to Alex O'Neal, putting the Jaguars on top. Then the Titans answered with 3 points, but Trevor Lawrence responds to that by dropping this absolute rainbow pass right into Marquise Hollywood Brown for a long TD strike. Later on, it was a short diving touchdown run by DeAndre Swift, followed by a dime of a pass later on from T-Law to Daniel Jaramillo before hitting Marquise Brown for the second T-Law to Brown touchdown of the night for a 35-3 halftime lead. Lawrence to Brown for touchdown number 3, and then a little bit of fullback love with a 1-yard run for Quentin McLaughlin. Helped the Jaguars to a 52-10 rout of the Titans in Nashville. Lawrence and Brown were in perfect sync to get the Jaguars to 10-5 and stop a really rough patch for Jacksonville. Unfortunately, even though he did get a TD in the game, Jaramillo didn't do enough to break out, and there was clearly another superstar on the field. Last divisional matchup of the year as the Jaguars host the 2-13 Houston Texans. Davis Mills is immediately chased down by Josh Allen, who gets the strip sack. And it's Yetur Gross-Matos with the recovery. Not touchdown. He ends up getting up and taking it all the way to the house for a Jaguar touchdown. Jags up 10 later on, but Dameon Pierce cuts the lead with a diving score for Houston. Lawrence then takes a shot downfield, and Marquise Brown draws the interference call on Taron Johnson, leading to this touchdown pass on the slant to, well, Marquise Brown. Texans are forced to punt, but it's a fumble on the return, recovered and brought into the red zone by the reincarnation of Ray Lewis, it seems. That leads to this slithery touchdown run by Ronald Jones later in the drive, and the Texans are hanging around. Lawrence, though, finds David Bognasty for 6 to get the lead back to 10 points. And then, before the half, it's an absolute cannon yeet by Lawrence to Alex O'Neal to get a 17-point lead heading into the half. Fresh in the second half, Davis Mills trying, but he throws one right to Trayvon Diggs. Pick 6, and it is getting out of hand for Houston. Mills on a 3rd and 19 just chucks up a prayer, and it is John Mechie who comes down with it for him. Walks it in for 6 points. But later on, a toss to DeAndre Swift gets the Jaguars an easy answering touchdown, but a fumble by David Bognasty is scooped up by Derek Stingley Jr. and returned all the way to the house as the Texans just would not go away. They're like cockroaches. Late in the game, Davis Mills throws a touchdown pass with plenty of time in the pocket, but at that point it's better late than never, and they can't make a comeback as the Jaguars hold on 48-35 at a shootout at home behind Josh Allen's 4 sacks and Trayvon Diggs' 2 interceptions, if that makes any sense. Kayvon Thibodeau is added to the injury report with broken ribs, keeping him out 4 weeks. The good news is that it appears Trayvon Walker, Eric Westbrook, and Tony Anderson will be able to return to the lineup. Final game of the regular season here in season number 4 as the Jags host the 8-8 Broncos in a rainy forecast. Russell Wilson strikes first with a short score to his tight end Greg Dulcich. Start of the second quarter, Broncos up 10 points when DeAndre Swift finds pay dirt to cut the deficit to 3. Late in the second quarter, Jags lead by 3, and Russell Wilson is attacked on a beeline by Gross-Matos. Ball is loose and recovered by Trayvon Walker. That turnover led to this short touchdown pass to David Bognasty at the pylon for 6 points. Jags up 13 in the third quarter, and Trayvon Diggs with an acrobatic interception. And that leads to all kinds of time for Trevor Lawrence in the pocket to find Daniel Jaramillo to put this game out of reach with a tutty. And the Jags take it in the rain, 31-10 to finish the season at 12-5. Are you ready for the postseason? Injury report shakes up as we got some guys like Walker and Westbrook back, but Andre Sisco and Alex O'Neal as well as DeMarcus Broyles will now miss time heading into postseason play. The Steelers end up winning the North, and the Browns will get a wild card spot. Colts get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, sending our Jags into the wild card round. And the Bills win the East, as the Pats will also get a wild card spot. The Chiefs at 9-8 are the weakest division winner. Never mind that they beat us earlier in the season. The Bears get home field advantage throughout the NFC at 13-4 as they'll look to get to another Super Bowl. The Bucks win the South, and that holds 2 wild cards in the Panthers and the Falcons. The Cowboys win the East, with the Commanders taking a wild card spot, and the Seahawks are the West champion. Your bracket coming. But first, we have stats. Trevor Lawrence throws for 5,000 yards, completing 64% of his passes with a 32-2 touchdown interception ratio. Really good season in a contract year. DeAndre Swift ran for 1,700 yards and 4 touchdowns, while Trevor Lawrence added 207 touchdowns himself. Hollywood Brown caught 90 passes for 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns to lead us. Alex O'Neal and Daniel Jaramillo both broke 80 catches for 1,000 yards each with 6 and 9 touchdowns respectively. Tremont Harris Rockies and Quincy Williams both had 200-plus tackles. Our sack leader was Josh Allen with 13, while Thibodeau, Walker, and Gross Matos all had 6-plus each. The only player to intercept a single pass on this team was Trayvon Diggs, and he had a record-breaking 20 interceptions, 3 of them going for touchdowns. Calvin Mentor made 42 out of 54 field goals. What the heck? With that, we are ready for the playoffs. Can the Jaguars make another run to their 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance and possibly repeat as champions? Well, the road will start at Arrowhead Stadium in the next episode. Drop those predictions in the chat. Thank you guys so much for the incredible support. I could not do it without you. Special thanks to the channel members keeping the dream alive, and a super special thank you to franchise quarterbacks TFlink24, Christian Horn, Colby Gaynor, Rigoberto Ramirez, and Troy Gordon, and our only general manager, Matthew Hackett. I love all of you.